All right.
I gotta be quiet?
Yeah, when I step in front, you're gonna be quiet. Hello, my name is Nick Michalek, and today I'm going to be discussing events on my date of birth, October 1989. A lot of events happened on my birth, a lot of world events, pretty impactful among the world. The first event I'm going to talk about is George H.W. Bush was elected president in 1989. The reason why this is significant is because he went to war in 1990 called the Gulf War. It was the official, it was the first time officially that American troops went over to the Middle East to fight. My next event is the merging between Time Incorporated and Warner Communications. Now, when they merged to create Time Warner, they became the biggest media conglomerate in the world. This is pretty important because now we're seeing a lot of merging between the cable companies. So we're going to see a lot more events with the media and their mergings. The next event is the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Now, this happened off the coast of Alaska, and it was the largest and most destructive man-made environmental disaster in the world at that time. They estimate around 257,000 barrels of oil was spilled, and the reason why so much was spilled was because at that time there was no base of how to clean it up, the manpower needed. So that was one of the major events of that year. The next event I'm going to talk about is Tiananmen Square protests in China. This was because the students and the people of China were getting fed up with the Chinese leadership and the stagnation of their culture, their economy, and their religion. So the reason why this became headlines is because of the way the Chinese government reacted. They cracked down with military and militia law, and by the end of the protest, around 300 people ended up dying. This happened on my month of birth, the civil union between same-sex marriages in Delaware, the country. This was the first time any legislation like this has been passed. It allowed civil union, not marriages, between gay couples. And now we're seeing a lot of this lately. In the past couple of years in America, a lot of states have brought in a lot of same-sex marriages, and it's passing as law. The next event is the Dalai Lama wins the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989. Now, Dalai Lama is a monk of Tibetan monk, and he advocated for peaceful resolutions between a lot of conflicts. And to this day, he still fights for freedom under the Chinese government for the Tibetan people. And the reason why he won the Nobel Peace Prize was because of his work with the Tiananmen Square protests and the peaceful resolutions of it. The last event is the fall of the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was created in 1961, and it was to split East and West Germany. It was a gigantic wall that literally split the country in half. In August of 1989, the first unregulated checkpoint happened between the two sides, and that pretty much signified the end or the downfall of the Berlin Wall, which in 1992 it was officially destroyed. See, a lot of these events, were fairly significant in the world, and a lot of them were preludes to what is happening now. We have the Deepwater Horizon spill off of Louisiana coast with the BP oil spill and stuff. We're seeing a lot of American states allow marriages between same-sex couples. Now we're seeing a huge cable company mergers. So a lot of the issues back in '89 are still happening today. You can also compare a lot of, the living requirements back then. It was 97 cents a gas for a gallon of gas back then. Back when I was writing this speech, it was $3.75 to $3.25. Now it's down to $2.69, $2.75. Meat was $1.83 for a pound of hamburger. Now it's almost $4 a pound of hamburger. For a T-bone steak, $5 a pound. Now it's almost $25. So a lot of things have changed. The only thing that has actually gone down in price is gas. You know, so a lot of those events were fairly significant. They they affected the world still today. So thank you for your time. I hope you like the information, and good night.